Here we go. We are back with the Tengu replays from this month. Um, this is round 3. I'm playing against Ben in the Discord, or Ben now on Dueling Book. So the matchup was Malefic Stun against Hagellus Agent deck. So this is a pretty straightforward matchup. And I was paired against him. Funny thing, I watched his match against Blab, who topped with scraps as well. And Blab got destroyed by him because the matchup is so bad. So I thought, okay, this is not the best matchup for me either, or even worse, since I don't have access to back row removal, so I can't deal with Necro Rallies in game 1. But yeah, the game surprised me in a lot of ways, but we will get to that. So yeah. I'm also losing the die roll, so I'm like, okay, this is lost. He's starting with an upstart, draws into Malefic Cyber Dragon, so he has Necro Rally, 7 tools, Commandant, Stardust, so his hand is okay, but like the 7 tools is obviously a dead card in his hand, drawing with a Commandant, so it's okay. So he plays Trading in this deck. I'm not sure if I agree with that. Don't lie, your monster count is relatively low because you're trying to utilize Necro Valley. So I don't like trading that much. I played it in the Gadgetron version, but I don't back in 2012. But I think in hindsight I would play it without trading. So yeah, he goes for the trade-in, and he draws in the Forbidden Land. So he discards the starters obviously. He decides to use his Necro Valley. And you see he's just drawing 7 tools and lands, so 2 completely dead cards in his hand. So I was like, okay, this is not looking good. If there is a skill drain or any backrow does something, it's really hard. I also know I'm not sure if he's playing safe zone. I think he's playing safe zone, but I don't know. So my hand is Witch, Orange Light, which is not great. Honest is okay if I have a light, and a couple of boss monsters which are dead to the Necro Valley. So not great. So I draw with the Witch. I get a Venus, so that's at least a card that does something. So I have to pass. He runs over the Cyber End, and what did he draw? He draws a Dark Bribe, so lands 7 to its Dark, just back row protection card, just completely dead. So I wasn't sure if this would go through, but at this point it's balls against the wall for me. You see all those dead cards with Necro Rally, so I have one play only. I have to back on the Trish going through, so I have to summon 3 balls. If he activates the skill drain, the game is over. I mean, I can deal with I could deal with the Cyber End, but the problem is, with the Honest, he can just drop another Malefic monster. So I have to bet that Venus goes through, and surprisingly, it goes through. So I go for the third one. I bounce it with Gen XL Bergman, special summon back again. So I'm like, yeah, this Trishula has to go through. And yeah, as we see here, surprisingly it goes through, and that turns the game heavily into my favor. Like, that's so crippling for him. So the Trishula banishes the Necro Valley, Malefic Cyber End gets destroyed. I just banished Malefic Starters, and I hit his other Malefic Cyber and Dragon. Otherwise, he would have been fine, maybe. But so it's hard for him. I mean, he has 3 blank cards in his back row. That's what you get from running against the Gallus deck. So I go for Venus, go for Trish. He draws into his skill drain, and that's a bit too late. So kind of unfortunate draws for him. So game 2 was also weird. He draws into Commandant. Like, he has deck depth, skill drain, Necro Valley, so he has all the tools. Still draws another trade, and like, I don't like this card with Malefics at all. So he goes for the Malefic Cyber and sets his deck depth. They go for Venus, and weirdly enough, he decides to hold this deck depth. So, and now we go for the Venus play. He drops skill drain. He decides to hold his deck depth. So I'm like, okay, I still have a tour guide as a play, and I also have the Dimensional Prison, so I can deal with his Cyber Dragon, hope and bet that he doesn't have any kind of so I bet he doesn't have another monster. And then I can prison the Malefic Saband. If he drops another Malefic, I can bottomless, and then I can end play Slip Decree on him. So yeah, he attacks into it. I go for the Dimensional Prison, so he decides to use his deck depth. Weirdly enough, now tributes his Cyberend, so he's without monsters, and I blow him out with Decree. Oh. I kind of draw unfortunate. Draw another trap card with my Decree face up. So I'm not on that much traps when I send into them. Go for another Trish play, weirdly enough. I think I shouldn't have summoned this Shine Ball, but no, it's there. Banishes the Necrobody again. Hit another deck depth, so his hand is super dead. So he doesn't have to draw. Kinda hope he doesn't draw into a monster, he draws into Gear Tone, so that's basically a monster. Hits over my Trish. Now I draw into a Heavy Storm. That's going to be important later. Yeah, drop the Sangern. Crush into it, and then deal with the Gadgetron with the Shine Ball. So maybe summoning the Shine Ball was correct in hindsight. Get to a guy. He top decks Thunder King. That's really unfortunate for me. Hits over the Shine Ball. Yeah, and they decided to go for Storm. So my thought process was that I have to drop Hyperion here and just throw it into the Thunder King and attack with Tour Guide. Yeah, he doesn't. He lets it go through, which was so surprising for me. I forgot to pop with my Hyperion, but it doesn't matter in the end. So yeah, I'm not sure why he decided to not negate the Hyperion sum. We will never know. Maybe you can tell it to me in the Discord. But yeah, kind of a brick fest for him in game 1, and the second game was also very weird. So I'm 2-0ing a counter matchup in my opinion. But yeah, we are 2-1 after round 3. So that was it for the Tengu Rumble replay. Until then, see you later and goodbye.